Hello family, it's me, Ben, your coordinator for the 2019 Hopkins Strange Family Reunion. I hope and pray that when you see and hear this message, all is well with you and your family. I first like to give thanks to God for creating our family. Also, I'd like to give thanks to Robin Hauser, Linda Johnson, Alonzo Jr., who we call Junie June, Daryl Hopkins, Doris Marshall, Danny Smith, Tracy Reed Morgan, for being on our conference calls that we have every week on Friday or every 2 weeks on Friday. Again, I want to say thank you. Thank you. If you would like to join us in our conversations on our conference call, you're more than welcome, family. Just call 515-739-1015. Access code is 533766. Call times for California is 6 p.m., Oklahoma time is 8 p.m., and Florida East Coast time 9 p.m. Feel free to call in. We are working diligently in the planning and preparation for this family reunion, which is going to be held in New Orleans, Louisiana. Some of you may be wondering, why New Orleans? I chose New Orleans because it was different. And also, it's a fun place to be. We celebrate our reunions in Oklahoma, where we had our first Hopkins Strange Family Reunion in 1986. We had our second reunion in Oklahoma, and then somebody suggested that we have it in California, which was great. Then we had it in Texas, then we had it in Florida, then we had it in Arizona, until it made its way back to Oklahoma, back to Texas, back to California, but we have had it in different places. Why the change? The answer to that question is simple. That when we allow change to happen, changes allow us to experience each other in a different setting, with a different atmosphere that brings a greater understanding about family, and we can see growth and meaning of our family and the experience and diversity within our family. Together we can see and speak to each other and say, look at us, not from where we have started as a family so many years ago. For some of us, we can go back to 1986 and remember our first family union as Hopkins Strange. For some, California may be their first looking back to their reunions and building their memories from there. And now, and today, in 2019, we're going to have family members start their memories from New Orleans, their first beginning, to be able to look forward to their remembrance and looking back at their first family reunion experience. Can you imagine what the stories that they would tell their kids, or should I say, what stories will they tell our future, as they look back from where they started, knowing they came from a family of love? We choose different places because it brings something special and unexpected to each reunion. I would like to bring everyone's attention in the efforts in why I'm taking time out in love to give insight to why I am recording this message. It has to do with asking for your support as well as seeing the visions to make our reunions better. For generations to come, for generations to come, for generations to come. We have had in our reunions, and we had our reunions in various places, but it's not all about the places where we held our reunion. It's about the family legacy. Present right now, family, and for the future family members that's branching off from us today. Let us help them to have a history to know and look back to, so they can have courage and pride in knowing that I came from a family of love. I admit the reunion in New Orleans is a challenge, but in my experience, something worth having comes with its own challenges. Challenges makes the memories. Since we are doing something different, it does not stop the challenges we face. It just requires us to work closely with each other as a family. New Orleans is a challenge because it is different and it's fun. We have no family members in New Orleans, but what we do have is business savvy. We do know how to handle things online, by phone, or when necessary, I'll fly down there or drive down there, or somebody will fly down there to make New Orleans, to make sure things in New Orleans is put in place correctly and things are going smoothly. We do this for our family because our family is worth the sacrifice that we endure so that others can experience love at its best. I want you all to have a great time. The committee wants you to have a great time. It is my hope that when you make it to New Orleans, that your experience in New Orleans be what you expected and more. I hope you encounter moments of relaxation, fun, and activities with family. Having a sense of being on a vacation, not just going to a family reunion, but being on a vacation with family. Again, New Orleans is a change, but it's a good change. We celebrate each other, and our motto is, if we can't have them all, then I do not want any. That means something. That means we bring family together despite the difficulties. We bring family together to make sure we are not separated. It means that somebody or somebody's made a sacrifice so that you can enjoy what you have in your immediate family today. When you really think about our motto, that motto has a biblical foundation. Deuteronomy 31:8 says, "It is the Lord who goes before you. He will be with you. He will not leave you nor forsake you." When Isaac Hawkins Sr. made the statement, if I can't have them all, I don't want any, he was telling officials of the city, the county, and the state, I will not forsake my family, despite the death of a family member who left behind 7 children to raise along with his 6 children. I will not let you break up this family. And in doing so, he was telling the family, I will not leave you. Yes, we have our difficulties, but our differences are not so different that we could have our anger turn into hate and allow Satan to use our anger, our hatred to divide us. I've spoken with family members who have agreed that some of us do not know the reason why we are angry with each other for something that transpired before some of us was even born. Let's end the anger, the divide, and replace it with love that mends, love that is filled with compassion, kindness, humbleness, patience, bearing, forgiveness. And bind that up in love, and we will have perfect unity, not just with ourselves, but also with God. Let's stop the division from widening us too far. When we allow people or things to divide us, it also stretches us, and we all have a limit where we are stretched too far. When we stretch too far, we snap. In that snap, Satan uses to destroy, but God will use and allow us to be stretched to let us know that we can be brought back. God allows us to be broken to let us know that he can fix us and repair the brokenness. We are stretched, for we live in different cities and different states around this country, but we are not broken. Let us not stretch the bridge, the gap too close. Don't let the bridge of gap strain too close where we cannot come back. Let's create a perfect union. How God made us to be. The separation and divide made its way into our family. It is possible for us to come as one in love, as it is possible to turn away from hate. Let us reunite in New Orleans. I want to see you all, and I want to see all your faces. I know some of us are facing health challenges. Let us know about those challenges, for we can make the proper preparation for those family members. I'd like to also hear from the kids 16 and younger. I want to know, what do you want to experience in New Orleans? What you want to get out of it. So get on your computer, look up what activities such as Mardi Gras World, something you think you want to do, and get back with me. Call me, email me. I'll make sure y'all have my number so we know what you want to do. Your response, I need back ASAP. I'd like to hear from you. But before I continue any further, let's talk business. As you know, anything on this scale costs money. It's my hope that we can raise money that will lower the cost of registration and be able to help family members who would not otherwise be able to come due to financial reasons. I want us as a family to be able to help them. If we are able to do that, then whoever is helped, only the committee would know, and they'll be anonymous, because it ain't about who got the help. It's about you getting there, and that's what we want. We want you to get there. When all is done and all transaction of monies will be transparent. I want to make sure of that, so you know where your money went to and what was paid for. Our budget is $10,000. $4,000 is needed for the banquet, in addition to 15 to 25% attached to other things towards that cost. Those costs will be itemized. On an individual basis, I'm asking our family, friends to help us raise $10,000 to cover the expense and possible family registration, because we want to bring that registration down. I'm asking for a one-time donation of $50 or $100 from Hopkins Strange members. I'm asking from each of you, just one time. In addition to your donation, we have family members who are selling katydids in efforts to raise money. I'd like to give a shout out to Tracy B. Morgan for the great efforts she's doing in Tulsa, Oklahoma with the candy sales. She's my Oklahoma coordinator, and we talk a lot on the phone. The money that comes from the donation and candy sale, it will help us reach our mark, and hopefully it'll help us reach over our mark. We are not trying to stretch people's finances. That's why we're asking for donations, because when we put our money together for a great cause, we can put in less and get out more than we put in. When we work together, we can make this possible. Tracy Reed and I has been donating money in our account every month since January. And just from the two of us, as of today, we have raised $1,198.09. That's just from us two. Help me and Tracy make a difference financially. It's about us coming together and putting our money together to work together as one. If we can get your support for one-time donation, just think what impact we can have on our family account. If we have monies left over, then that money will be given to the coordinator of the next reunion, so that he and she will have a financial base to start from instead of starting from zero. I also like to mention that if anyone who likes to join us monthly and putting money in account monthly for the reunion, please contact me, and I will give you all information on what you have to do to set up where you can just set up monthly, because me and Tracy are steadily doing that all the way up to July to the reunion. Your contribution will help. I ask you just to help out. And if you do want to help out monthly, the minimum I ask is $20. If you decide to do this and you want to know how much that's in the account as we do it, join us on the conference calls. For every conference call, I will tell the family member how much money is in the account. And for those individuals who actually put money in the account, I will do a screenshot of the account and show you for yourself. The hotel we're going to be staying in is called the Renaissance of New Orleans. Yeah, Renaissance of New Orleans. It's located at 700 Teutopolis Street. I cannot pronounce it right, but it's spelled Tchoupiitoulas Street in New Orleans. The phone number is 504-613-2330. My sister Robin has made arrangements for the hotel so it can be convenient for you to book your rooms online. We can make payments online for our room. We can make payments month to month till we get paid for. And only thing to ask is to provide a credit card. You will not be charged. Your room is just to secure the room. See, we can make it easy where you can pay for the room. By the time you get to New Orleans, your room is paid for. So, and also, I will have a link below so that you can see that you can go by the link. But the desk number is 877-622-3056. Just ask for the Hopkins Strange Family 2019. By doing this, you can block off your room. We got 30 rooms set up, and after 30 rooms are gone, then we can't guarantee that $160 room price. That's how much the rooms are, $160 a day. We ask for your help. Make your payments early, get it done, and then we can move on. Remember, $4,000 we need for the banquet, and it need to be paid by the middle of November. We need your support. I promise you, together we can do more. Before I end, I want to share something about our family that is personal to me. Family is my support system, and it's so important because of you and those who came before me. You instilled the love and importance of family. That's why I have it today. Excuse me. I remember a story how the Hopkins Strange started. I heard about Uncle Jimmy and our cousins, Chopsy, and they was at our cousin, I think Lloyd Quinn's funeral, and Chopsy and my Uncle Jimmy and some other cousin, they were always asking that question: why do we only come together at funerals? Why are we always reunited at funerals? That's the reason why we start having our reunions, because we want to reunite on a good occasion. And just want you to know, these reunions are very important. It's not just to me, but it's important to you to grow, be a part in making us how we are, and to guide us in how to treat each other. It gave us sight in how we see family. From the bottom of my heart, I love you and I miss you. And even if I had never seen you in person, I've seen you on Facebook, I've seen you on this, I got to know you, but I miss you. I want to make that contact. I'd like to share some memories of family members who made a difference in my life, other than my mother, Dorothy Terrell, my father, Lee Williams, my siblings, who had a large impact in my life. I want to talk about my Uncle Jimmy. My Uncle Jimmy, he was a man who did not mince his words. He was a man of principle, strong determination, and he can be stubborn, especially when it came to family. He was a pillar and strength of love. He wanted men to be men and boys to become men and take on responsibility and to make something of themselves. Do not settle for less when you are capable of more. He wanted that from us. He wanted the women to be women and the girls to become women, to be independent and strong. My Aunt Eleanor, I always saw her as my mother's twin. Sweet soul woman, but she would knock you out into next week if you were caught doing wrong. She was strong and no nonsense type of a woman. I always felt protected when she was around. I can hear her laugh and see her bright smile. Her spirit was very much a nurturer. My Uncle Melvin. My Uncle Melvin. My Uncle Melvin was a gentle giant. He loved his family. He was a man who showed him his feelings. I saw him cry, but also I saw the strength that he had that other men didn't have. He was a man of compassion, humility, kindness, and love. He loves me so much that he refused to allow me to go out my granny's house with a nappy head. He would get me in this headlock, but he would use his knees, and I couldn't get out. And he began to get his afro pick comb like you think it was a pistol, get it out, and it come from the back forehead and go all the way back. And you only think, boy, that hurt. But he didn't believe in me having a nappy head. Or at least I learned not to have a nappy head. At least, especially when my Uncle Melvin was around. My Aunt Mary, who we call Sister. A little bit about Sister. Did you know that for a long time I didn't know she had any other name but Sister? I heard her we call Mary, baby sister, and all that, but I only knew her about Sister. But you know, my last year in Madison Junior High School, Sister was assigned to my school as a counselor, and I was excited she was there. It was just so surprising. I told everyone she was part of my family. They did not believe me, so they went to go ask her what she related to me. She confirmed that she was my family, and the kids of the school knew that Miss Batson did not play. And I started to notice that the kids who used to talk about me or pick on me suddenly stopped. I never put two and two together until years later from some friends who let me know that because I was related to Miss Batson, that they did not mess with me because they did not want to deal with Miss Batson. They didn't want to mess with her family. She had my back. That's what family's about. That was not all. I also was a kid who didn't make good grades. But I found out later, sitting at Sister's table one day, we was talking after I got my associate's degree. We was having a conversation. I do not know exactly how it started, but the conversation, when it did started, she was happy that I got my degree, and almost proud for me having it. And she was telling me how she worked hard when I was in middle school, working in the backgrounds to help me get my grades raised. And Because of her, I actually accomplished the 8th grade. Since then, I obtained a bachelor's degree in sociology, actually an associate's degree and a bachelor's degree in sociology. And next year, 2019, I received my master's in divinity with a concentration of pastoral care. I then will look forward to getting my doctorates. I love my aunts and uncles and my cousins. And speaking of cousins, I would be remiss in that not to say something about my cousin Keith. Keith, the man cruel. We laughed about our bipolar relationship. When we were younger, when I would go out to California, me and Keith would get into a fight. Keith would win California, and then when Keith would come to Oklahoma, me and Keith would get into a fight. I would win Oklahoma. It's like we were alpha dogs. I said, this is my territory. But overall, after we did that, we went on doing what we had to do. But when he finally moved to Tulsa, all that kind of stuff in. I was happy to see him here. We went to the same high school. We cried at our graduation. But most of all, I remember our last conversation. I remember our last conversation, what we had and what he told me. And what he told me will always be between us. As you can see, the family members I have mentioned, all have passed away. The memories are still there here. And as long as their memories are with us, they also will be with us. They go with us. Memories, and the memories of our reunion, now they are part of our clouds of witness. So I'll leave you with this, Hebrews 12:1. Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sins that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race that was marked out for us. We have been marked, and it's called the Hawkins Strange Reunion. Support us financially, but most of all, support us with your presence in New Orleans, the 24th through the 27th of July of 2019. I want to see you there. Love you. I love you. I love you. Oh, by the way, I got one more story, and this person hasn't passed away. This is how the importance of family is. My cousin Tracy Reed Morgan,